told me about his mom, how she used to sing to him when he was little, how she smelled like strawberries, and how she stopped showing up when he needed her most. It was heartbreaking to hear, but I didn't interrupt. I let him talk. By the time I decided to start the adoption process, I had no illusions about how hard it was going to be. The paperwork alone was overwhelming, and the system was designed to weed out anyone who wasn't 100% committed. Some of my friends were supportive, but a few raised eyebrows. They reminded me that Jamie came with baggage and asked if I was ready for the responsibility. It didn't change my mind, but it did make me think about how unprepared I felt. My parents were furious when they found out. They accused me of embarrassing the family and bringing more shame onto them. My mom even said I was stealing Laura's child. It was laughable, considering how they'd washed their hands of him. After one too many arguments, I stopped answering their calls. Thankfully, not everyone was against me. A couple of close friends helped me set up Jamie's room. We painted the walls a soft blue, put up shelves for his sketchbooks, and added a small desk for him to draw. I wanted him to feel like he had a space that was his, even if he wasn't living with me yet. During one visit, Jamie told me he'd been bullied in foster care. The other kids teased him for not having a real family. I could see how much it hurt him, even though he tried to act like it didn't. I promised myself I would change that. He deserved to feel safe and wanted. The process hit a snag when the agency asked for family references. My parents refused to vouch for me, saying I wasn't fit to raise a child. It felt like a punch to the gut, but I didn't let it stop me. I found coworkers and friends who were more than willing to back me up. Eventually, Jamie came for his first sleepover at my house. He was nervous, and so was I. We tried making pancakes for dinner, but it turned into a disaster. The batter ended up everywhere except the pan, and we laughed so hard that we both had tears streaming down our faces. It was the first time I saw him let his guard down completely. That night, as I tucked him into bed, he asked if he could come back again. I told him he was always welcome. It wasn't perfect, and I knew there were more challenges ahead, but in that moment, it felt like we were on the right path. Update 2. The adoption process started moving faster than I expected. The first big hurdle was the home inspection. The social worker called to schedule it, and suddenly everything in my house felt inadequate. I spent the week before her visit childproofing every corner. I bought outlet covers, rearranged furniture, and stocked the fridge with kid-friendly snacks. A friend helped me assemble a secondhand bookshelf for Jamie's room, which he'd already started decorating with his drawings. On inspection day, I was a nervous wreck, but the social worker didn't seem overly critical. She walked through the house with a clipboard, checking off items on her list. When she reached Jamie's room, she smiled at the sketchbooks lined up neatly on his desk. "He's going to feel at home here," she said. It was the first moment I felt like I might actually pull this off. Then came the financial strain. I didn't realize how expensive the adoption process could get. There were application fees, legal costs, and the unexpected expenses of setting up Jamie's space. Every time I looked at my bank account, I felt a pit in my stomach, but giving up wasn't an option. I cut back on unnecessary expenses, skipping out on things like takeout and my gym membership, and focused every spare dollar on getting through the next step. A few weeks later, I got a call that the custody hearing was scheduled. I'd need to provide proof that I could care for Jamie long term. That meant gathering financial statements, employment records, and personal references. The social worker reassured me that I was on the right track, but it was still overwhelming. During one of Jamie's visits, he started calling me Aunt Name instead of just using my name. It caught me off guard, but I didn't correct him. He also asked if he could put up some glow-in-the-dark stars on the ceiling of his room. We spent the afternoon sticking them up together, and later, when we turned off the lights, his smile lit up the entire room. But the next blow came from my parents. I learned they'd written a letter to the court stating I was unfit to adopt Jamie. They called me selfish and claimed I lacked